When a history nerd goes on a shopping spree, what do we come home with? This is my very first History Nerds shopping haul. And in the last couple of months I've bought a lot of things. And I thought that I actually just could show you what I've bought. So where to start? Well, I can start with these ones. These ones are crocheting needles. I needed that because I had lost a lot of the ones I already had, and I wanted these wooden ones, and these are in bamboo, I think, and they feel very, very nice. I also bought a few combs and things like that, wooden and antler combs. I think I showed you the antler comb in an earlier video. I bought them as well, but I use them for my work, so I don't have them at home at the moment. And this one is for arranging your hair. It's been quite usual in all cultures actually to just use a pin. And if they wanted more intricate hairdos, they also stitched it with woolen yarns. To my two machines, I've bought two little machinery. And the first one is this one. When I twist this one, do you see that there are little needles coming up? And to make these kind of cords with that one. Why would I need a machine to just make cords like this? Well, these kind of cords are, you stitch them to the bottom of your skirt when you have a really long skirt. Do not wear and tear the hem of the skirt, and then you also have like a lining, a couple of centimeters of linen flax fabric. Before I bought that, I haven't finished this one yet. It used something called a knitting doll, and you can buy these ones, but I've made mine myself. You see, this is doing exactly the same thing. This is homespun yarn, so it's much rougher than the other one. And you see I'm making, the cord is coming out here. These are just hairpins and rolled up paper and some sticky tape. And you just take the yarn there, and you just pull it over like this. And this takes so much time, and you can understand with that little cord making machine it goes much faster. I will finish this one, then I will not be sitting with my knitting doll again. The next machine I bought is much heavier. I bought a meat grinder. Wow! With a sausage horn. You just put the sausage skin up on this one, put it on like a condom, and then you just push the meat through here and it comes out that way. And when you are cooking historically, it depends on what era you're in whether I actually could use this one or not. These kind of machines were not invented until the turn of the century, 1900, around there. A bit earlier, but in the late 1800s they were invented. So if you want to make sausages older than that, you have to chop all your meat, so you have to have good knives, and I do have good knives. But this is for my private sausage making, and for times when we are not that picky about how the sausage is made. So I will be making sausages, especially around Christmas, and I hope that my brother will give me quite a lot of moose meat, because moose sausage is really good. Quite a lot of my interest in history, quite a lot of it is about cooking, and I am kind of building a portable kitchen, not for one person to carry, but you can kind of move it around. And the latest thing I bought for that is this one. It's a coffee pot. This one is, I think it's American, and it's from the 1840s or something like that, but it looks very much like the ones that we had here in Sweden and in Europe in the 1600s, in the first coffee shops and the first places where they drank coffee. And the only thing that's wrong with it is that the lid is hinged. You see there are hinges in the lid. But it's a much smaller fault than it would be using a coffee pot from Sweden in the 1800s, where everything was made for an iron range, and they looked completely different. Quite a lot of what I do now focus on the early 1700s, and that is because of some historical markings that come up. I will be going to Narva this November. Narva in Estonia, where they reenact the Battle of Narva, and I will be filming there as much as I can, so I hope that I will show you some kablooms. It's my first time there, so I will not really do anything. Next year perhaps I will bring my kitchen, but I will not do that this year. This year I will just have a look around and go to the parties and things like that, and I will film as much as possible. I will have to make new clothes. I have started. I've almost finished my skirt. That's why I needed these ones, but I have a lot of things to sew until then. So I also bought a few books. I did buy 2 audiobooks, but I can't show you them because they are in my phone. It's one about Seneca Falls. That's of course first wave feminism, and you will get the benefit from me listening to that one eventually. And the other one as well, and that was about the sexual revolution, so that's second wave feminism. The other books I've bought, I actually got inspired from the Luther Small Catechism that I showed you in my literacy video. That one actually wasn't mine, I had just borrowed it, but I thought that perhaps I should buy one. And I found a facsimile, I think the word is for it, of the first one in Swedish from 1567. And this one isn't from 1567, it's from the 1920s, I think. 1929, this one is from. But it is a facsimile of the first one ever printed in Swedish. Look at this. It's nice, isn't it? So I'm not really sure when I can use this one, but I'll see what I can do with that. So that was that one. And I also bought another one in Swedish. They are all in Swedish, not the audiobooks ones, they are in English, but they are all in Swedish. But this is about midwifery, the history of midwifery, and I promised you that in the pregnancy video that I would make one about midwifery. Book number 3, also in Swedish. Make sausages! I told you I will make sausage. I probably will film that as well, because it's about preserving meat, you know, and that's a big thing in a woman's work throughout the year, preserving food. This is for inspiration for me, but I also have older ones. I have recipes from the 1600s and 1700s, and this one is a new one. And the last one, actually, was a gift. A librarian friend of mine gave me a book just like that, because he said, oh, yeah, I think this is so you. This is a novel, actually. It's about prostitutes in Stockholm in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Malaria urbana. This will be really interesting to read. I haven't started reading it yet. So, as you see, I have a lot of things to take care of. I hope that you will benefit from some of it. I doubt you learned very much new today, but if you did, I'm glad, and see you soon, I hope. Bye!